Hey guys, just got done watching Tales from the Darkside Season 1, Episode 21, Bigelow's Last Smoke, from the 9th of June 1985. And it was directed by Timna Rannan, and writers were Kenneth Wayne Hannis and Michael McDowell. And it starred Richard Romanus, who most people know from loads of different films, Sam Anderson, who was in Angel as well as hundreds of other things, Howard Dayton, Catherine Battlestone, and Paul Barrera as the narrator. Basically, it starts off with Frank Bigalow waking up in his apartment. The only thing is, it's not his apartment. So he looks around, he looks out the window, and there's bars on the windows. And this guy pops up on the TV called Dr. Synapsis, and he says about how he's there to help him stop smoking, and basically how Frank asked him to, by signing a contract kind of thing, to help him stop. So he's very reluctant. He's like, let me out, and they say to him, whatever you do, don't smoke because you'll be penalised for it. So he eventually tries to smoke a couple of times, and his big ringing noise happens in like these circles, like in a sci-fi movie. It reminded me a lot of like Doctor Who, when you get the and all these like lines like going round, like a Twilight Zone kind of feeling, you know. And it's really cleverly done. But I liked the fact that it was a one-man show practically. I like the one-man show ones because they feel like they've got real actors in them and they're really well done. So basically, Frank becomes friends with this guy Matthews, who's through the wall, who talks to him about how they have a 100% success rate and how they won't see if he does this, and how the person will help him, you know, turn off the alarm system, the detection. And Frank's like, tell me. And the guy's like, well, give me your packet of cigarettes. So he says, I'll give you all but one. And he goes, okay. And Matthews goes, okay, sure, whatever. So he gives him the packet of cigarettes. This is Frank. He gives Matthews the packet of cigarettes through the wall. You never see Matthews, you just know that he's behind the wall. So he gives him the packet, and the alarm goes off, and he goes mentally crazy because he's like, you're a part of it, are you? No, I hate you, kind of thing. And he basically ends up jumping up on something, and he rips the whole alarm system apart, and it's in it, and the alarm system's massive. It's like the size of a whole room. It's pulling the thing down like this. It's pulling out all the endless. It's like it's attacking a whole massive computer up in the sky. Gets all down the floor and he loses his cigarette. He then finds it and it's all torn. And you're like, oh no, poor Frank. Basically, some other stuff happens and then he wakes up. And he says, he goes to get a cigarette, and he goes, I don't fancy a cigarette. And for the first time, he doesn't fancy a cigarette in his life. And he's like, wow, I feel good. And that didn't really happen. It was a dream. That's how he felt, you know. And he gets up and he puts the coffee on and he makes it. And when he turns around, Dr. Synapse is on there and he goes, now we're here to help you with your coffee problem. And it was just really well done. I really thought the characters in this were great. I mean, Richard Romanus as Frank Bigalow was his normal excellent self. And to me, he plays very similar characters in a way. What I mean by that is they're strong, but they've also maybe got a bit of a weak side, like how he has in this with the smoking. And I like how he was slowly cracking, a lot like how in Answer Me, she was getting to that point where she was just okay, and then she was slowly losing it more and more and more. I like that. I think it's really well done to have got the right actors and actresses, and that happens in this one. And then he's all right in the morning because he feels like, oh, it was just a dream. Dr. Synapse, played by Sam Manson's wonderfully smug and in your face. There's that look on his face like he's just smiling and enjoying everything that's happening to you. And I really, really like that. And bringing the idea of Matthews being on the other end as kind of like a test, kind of taking the stuff away and seeing what he's going to do was a good idea too, because it added some more depth to the character, in my view, of Frank. And also the fact that he's in a simulacrum instead of his apartment, even though the simulacrum looks just like his apartment, is actually quite scary because he can't leave, he can't get out, he can't do anything. And they don't believe you when you just say, oh, I'm cured. They don't believe you. They want to see it. And I think that's really good. And I think this whole episode really is about addiction, you know. And it's a clever little thing about how people don't like being told what they can't do and what they can do. And now when you're addicted to something like smoking or alcohol or whatever it is, when people tell you you can't handle it, you can't see it yourself. So I really like this episode. I thought it was done really well. And I think I'd rate it a 4.5 because I liked it and I liked the massive alarm. I thought the massive alarm was hysterically funny. And, you know, I think the episodes are really starting to get a lot better now. You get the old bad one, but they're really starting to get a lot better. So I'm glad that I got to watch this episode because it's a lot of fun. And if you ever get a chance to, I highly recommend you guys getting to watch it because it's, like I said, a lot of fun. So I'll give it a 4.5. And thanks for watching, guys. And I hope you have a lovely, lovely day. And talk to you soon. Take care, guys. And don't forget to subscribe.